My name's Tara, and I'm a 65-year-old retired college professor. I don't know anything about construction. So if I can convert a schoolie, anyone can. So let's see if I can. Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna wait until next week to work on under the bus because it's gonna warm up a little bit. But there are lots of things we can do right now, and the plan is that if we come to a moment when we have to go to the hardware store, we stop doing that and we move on to another task, because I'm not spending the day at Ace. As much as I love them, I'm just not spending the day there. So, wish us luck. When we were putting the railings in up there, the railing slipped and we made 2 unnecessary holes. This is one, but we could seal it up pretty well with a bolt and washer and all of that. But this is the other, and it was just too close to the railing to be able to do that. So, in the spring, I will fiberglass on top of this, but for now, right now that the only thing that's holding the rain out is silicone, so I'm gonna put some fiberglass over this and hope that that holds and that it's good. It's a little cold for fiberglassing, but I don't think it's gonna get any warmer, and so we'll do the best we can. Fiberglass really stinks, but it always makes me think of my dad, because he had all this collection of rickety old dinghy boats, and he was always spending a weekend fiberglassing them to fix them up. So even though it's a terrible smell, it always makes me a little nostalgic. The last time I put fiberglass on the roof, which was over a place that leaked in the back, I ended up, it just was a mess. I got fiberglass all over my arms and my face, and it was just a mess to clean up. So this time I'm ready. So I won't be able to breathe or see or anything, but I will be able to do it without injuring myself, and that's really all that's important. So wish me luck. It's just a tiny little patch, but wish me luck. It's really too cold to fiberglass. That may be one of the worst fiberglass jobs anyone has ever done. But I'm going to leave the heater on in here and come back later this afternoon and try to glob on a second bad coat. Because we have to put the ceiling in tomorrow. So, and it's not going to get warm between now and spring. So this is kind of the best we can do. I left the propane heater on over dinner, but that doesn't seem safe. So then I remembered I have this very warm lamp. So I've plugged it in and I'll leave it here overnight, and hopefully this fiberglass will cure. It's still pretty tacky, but maybe with enough heat, it'll work. So that didn't work. The heat lamp was so powerful it fried one of my extension cords and then it blew itself up. So I've replaced it with an incandescent lamp, hoping that at least that'll keep it from freezing. It's not really that far below freezing tonight, so maybe my fiberglass won't freeze and we can start curing it again tomorrow. But the light sure gives Fanny a kind of homey feel, doesn't it? You know, this project is all about unexpected challenges. So we've got this nice, beautiful wool insulation that we need to put up, and I got an adhesive to put so that we could get it done. And it turns out there's so much condensation on the roof, and it's so cold that the adhesive doesn't do anything. So now we're going to try to dry it off. Maybe try some alien tape, see how that goes. But, you know, this is just how it goes here in the bus. We got one ceiling panel in. the beadboard is not as bendy as we hoped. So like everything else in the bus, it's a matter of adjusting what we're doing and adjusting expectations. But I think it will be nice. Obviously, we'll need to putty and paint and things after it's all over, and I'll need some molding, but I think it's going to look nice in the end. So I have to wait till next week to get some help because it's definitely a 2, if not 3 or 4 person job. So in the meantime, I'm putting up insulation. And once again, we needed to adjust what we were doing. None of the adhesive worked, so it's string. So we're just holding it up with string and hope it all works. The fiberglass has finally cured with the help of this heat lamp, and the bus smells more like a barnyard than like fiberglass, and that's certainly an improvement. I managed not to go to the hardware store yesterday, but now I'm out of string and I'm running low on propane for the heater, so it's time to go. It looks like I have not quite enough of this wool for the whole ceiling, so I'm going to finish up by the driver's side with some spun fiberglass because I still have some of that. And I hope it gets this place as toasty as possible. Hard to take this project too seriously when I have to go to the hardware store for string and glue. But I got some string and I got some wood glue that should work at this temperature to help with the walls. So I can keep moving on. I knew there was something I was forgetting. We forgot to put in the last furring strip because we were waiting to get things done on top of the roof, but now they're done. There's no furring strip, and I can't put in the insulation because that's what I'm tucking it under in the very center. And I don't think I can get a furring strip up by myself, so I'll have to wait for my daughter to come on Wednesday. But the rest of it all looks pretty toasty warm, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know that this would work if I was going to live in it in a Wisconsin winter, but it will sure help. Anyway, it smells good in here. I have a fancy new power tool with which to maim myself, or else to even out the walls. It's a planer, and as soon as I find my safety glasses, I'll be able to start getting those walls evened out. Well, the walls aren't perfect, and they're not going to be. But I think if I add a bit of trim, and I have things mostly behind furniture anyway, it'll be okay. At least I got rid of those big gaps, big jumps between boards, the heights of boards. So it's kind of all of a piece. I think that's where we're going to leave it, at least for now. I'm trimming out the walls, and it doesn't look half bad. I was going to use wood glue to attach all of this nice trim so there wouldn't be any holes, but I think it's too cold for it to set. So I'll just have to live with a few screws in the trim. It's really not the end of the world. This stuff is rated to cure in really cold temperatures, but it sure goes on gloopy when it's this cold. It'll take a lot of sanding, I think, to make that smooth. I don't think carpentry is really my best skill here, but I don't think I've discovered my best skill. Maybe my best skill is simply perseverance. So I think it'll take at least a week, maybe longer, for that woodcock to cure because it's really cold. So we'll get back to that maybe next week.